Hey everybody, it's Read Comics 81 and I'm coming back at you with another comic book haul video. This channel is for adults only, so if you're not at least 18 years of age, please turn it off. So this time around, I've got a variety of dollar books, some 60-cent books, some eBay purchases, and like the title said, a whole lot of DC Milestone books that I've picked up over the past couple of weeks. But before I get started showing the books, I'd like to send a special shout out to my friend Daz the Key Chaser. He's not feeling so good. He's recently become ill, and I just want to say I'm pulling for you, Daz. I hope you're feeling better soon, buddy, and get well soon because the community needs you. So, if you guys haven't checked out Daz the Key Chaser's channel, he recently came out with a really good top 20 best-selling comics of the week. It's a great video, as it usually is, so if you guys haven't checked that out, I'm going to put a link to that video in the description down below, and you can check him out. So without further ado, let's get to the haul. So first up here, I went to Time Travelers, a collectibles and comic store in Berkeley, Michigan. I didn't have a whole lot of time or a whole lot of money, so I just decided to dig through their 60-cent boxes, which they have quite a few of those, and I found a few decent things. First up here is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This is the variant edition. This is a really tough book to find out in the wild, and I think there's only a few copies on eBay. This one's really low grade, as you can tell right here by looking at the bottom part of the spine there. It's got a big rip, some other damage, but for 60 cents, I could not leave that sitting there. So I grabbed that. Also grabbed FF Annual 17, a book I need for my run. A little bit of spine wear on that, but for 60 cents, heck yeah. Also was happy to find this, Action Comics 689. This is the first appearance of Superman's black costume, and it's a newsstand, which I've been having a heck of a time tracking down. And I was really happy to get this for 60 cents, but then when I got it home, I noticed that there's a spine split down here about a centimeter long. I don't know if you can pick that up on the video, but yeah, most of the time, guys, there's a reason why books are in the dollar bins and 50 and 60-cent bins. So you might want to pay extra close attention to the condition before you buy them, unless you're not worried about the condition. For 50, 60 cents, then who cares? But yeah, I got that. Stopped at the pawn shop and went through their books yet again, hoping to find something that I might have missed, and found ASM 259 for $1, high grade copy, and a copy of number 278, also for $1, also in high grade. So happy to grab those. All right, let's get these out of the way. Went to another collectible shop in my area, and they had just gotten a small batch of dollar books in, and I found this Action Comics New 52 #9, and this is a newsstand edition, which I was really happy to find. Comics that are this new, finding newsstand editions is pretty tough, so happy to get that. Also grabbed a few copies of FF number 360, first appearance of Dreadface, and I got 1, 2, 3 copies of the direct edition, and was finally able to locate that elusive newsstand edition. So I think I'm good on that. I won't be buying any more copies of this book. Got like 6 or 7 copies of this right now. Oh, I just noticed. Nice little date stamp right there in the right there at the top of the little text box there. That's a nice little bonus. All right, moving right along, went to Second and Charles, which I've been pretty disgusted with lately because, man, I haven't found anything really good at Second and Charles in a long time, but I did find this for $1.99. Free previews #2, and this contains the Miss Marvel ad. I'm not sure how much this book sells for, but last time I checked, there was 1 copy of this on eBay, and it was listed at $24.99 or best offer, and it was getting a lot of looks. So maybe $15, $20 book. Not too bad for a couple dollars, I guess. Also stopped at my LCS and found this in the back issue bin. Ice Cream Man number 14. This is a $30-$40 book right here, and I got this for, I think, $2. So not bad there. Okay, here's an eBay purchase, Doctor Strange number 53. As far as I know, there's really nothing special about this book except this is a cover swipe of FF19 First Rama Tut, and it is actually pretty close to the exact cover image on FF19, except you've got Doctor Strange here in this spectral form hovering above everybody. So I'm looking forward to reading this and see how it ties into FF19. Okay, also picked this up, Fantastic Four, True Believers, FF number 2, True Believers edition. I've pretty much hit a wall when it comes to the FF run. I've got everything from 6 until it ends, with the exception of issues 1, 2, 4, and 5. And number 110 for some reason. I still haven't been able to find a good copy at a good price of 110. But yeah, so I figured I would just fill in the gaps with some cheap reprints. And I also picked up a Marvel Milestone edition of FF number 5 for a couple of dollars. So yeah, I haven't given up on completing this FF run, but at this point, it's kind of going to take a miracle. I'm going to have to find these books at a flea market or a rummage sale or something like that, and it's going to have to be the biggest stealth buy in the history of comic collecting in order for me to complete this run. But that's okay. It was fun up until now, and like I said, who knows? Who knows what you might find when you're out there hunting. Okay, this next book I picked up strictly for the cover, which I don't do very often, but when I show you this book, you'll see why I did. And this is Last of the Viking Heroes, number 5, the B cover. Yeah, and I paid $10 for this. 10 or 12, I forget which. But yeah, so I picked this up for the cover because I really, really like the way this mace is foregrounded there, and the way the person is gripping the mace. It's very realistic looking, so I thought that was a great cover. See this mace up close. There it is. Excellent looking mace. Okay, so moving right along, we are, let's see, what I'll show next. Oh, yeah, these. Almost forgot about these. So I'm not sure how many of you have ever heard of this series, but this is called Common Grounds. And it's a very unique premise. It's focused on a donut/coffee shop where super-powered heroes and villains like to go to take a break from their superheroing and super villaining. So you've got these heroes and villains sitting down together in the same coffee shop, eating donuts and drinking coffee. And they're able to do this because Common Grounds Coffee Shop hires super-powered bouncers to ensure that there is no tomfoolery on the premises. So pretty cool stories. I've read number 1 so far and enjoyed it. This is number 1, the A cover. Actually, this is the B cover. The A cover, and I have this too, is actually drawn by J. Scott Campbell. And pretty cool cover. I like that too. And these are pretty easy to find. They're not rare or hard to find or anything. You can find them on eBay. I think this cover goes for a little more than cover B does because it's, J. Scott Campbell. But anyway, there's number 1. There's number 2. And I also found number 3. And I got these at my LCS. They didn't have number 4 for some reason, but they did have number 5, and I'm not sure what this goes up to. Maybe it's 10 issues, I'm not sure. But cool thing about this also is it began as a mini comic, a black and white mini comic that I think his name is, I'm going to get this wrong, is it Troy Hickman or Jonathan Hickman? There's 2 Hickmans in comics. I think it's Troy Hickman. And he was selling these at comic conventions, these little mini comics, and somebody at Image noticed it and took down his information, gave him a call, and said that they wanted to start publishing his book. It was originally titled Holy Crullers, I think. Okay, so let's get these out of the way and let's get to the bulk of the haul, which is these DC Milestone books that I've been picking up, and I've picked up a ton of them. And I'm not going to show them all, just the notable ones. For those of you who don't know, the plan is for DC to relaunch the Milestone imprint in February, and there's going to be some online content. I think there's going to be some print content. I think they're kicking it off with the reintroduction of Static, but I'm not sure who else is going to be part of this relaunch. I'm assuming there's going to be more than just Static. So I've been picking up these books on the cheap when I can find them, and also from eBay. So, I also wanted to mention that Beauty Comics, another one of my favorite channels, recently did a haul video where he showcased a bunch of his DC Milestone books too. So if you haven't checked out Beauty Comics, I'm going to put a link to that video also in the description down below. So reach out to Beauty and give him some love as well. Okay, so here's Blood Syndicate #1. This is a really, really cool super team. I love this book. I love it for a few different reasons. First, the characters are really unique. For instance, you've got this character right here. Her name is Flashback, and her superpower is that she can go back in time, but only 3 seconds in time can she go back. And it's really cool because I don't want to give too much away, but somebody in this story gets shot, and she's able to use her power to go back 3 seconds and push the person out of the way so that they don't get shot. It's just, I think it's unique. I don't know if that's ever been done before, but pretty cool. You've also got a character right here named Brick House, and she's this massive, basically human brick wall. And there's another character named, what's his name, Sideshow, who can turn different parts of his body into different animal parts. But he can't become the whole animal, but let's say he could like turn his right hand into like a lion's paw, or, you know, things like that. Just really unique, and I'm enjoying it. The art's cool too. It's professional art, but it is a little rough, a little less polished than most professional art. Kind of reminds me of like a Jeff Lemire type style, and I think it works really well with these characters and with this story. Also found some later issues at my LCS, got number 34, and these later issues of these Milestone books can really, really go for some money. I'm assuming it's because they're super low printed. Like the Milestone imprint books are probably lower printed to begin with than like your main DC titles. So when you get to the last issues, the print run is probably super low. I wish there was a way that I could find out the print runs on particular titles. If anybody knows of a resource, please put it down in the comments, because I would love to be able to check that stuff out. Also found the last issue of Blood Syndicate, and this is number 35, and I got this for like $2, near mint plus condition, $100 book all day long. Super happy to get that in my PC. All right, that does it for Blood Syndicate for now. Also picked up some issues of hardware. Let's see, where are the hardware books that I wanted to show? Oh, here they are underneath the icon. Okay, so I've got the bagged versions of a couple of copies of the bagged version of this. This is the not newsstand, but the unbagged version. There's like a bunch of different versions. There's the bagged version, non-bagged version, and newsstand versions. This is the non-bagged direct version. Okay. Also picked up hardware #1, the Platinum Edition. There you go, Beauty. And got this off of eBay. And let's see, a few more hardware books. Picked up number 5. This is the first appearance of this character here. That's Death Wish. Also found some later issues of hardware at my LCS. There's number 48. Oh, let me start with going backwards here. There's number 47. Number 48. And also picked up number 49 from eBay. That's a pricey book. And another pricey book is the last issue of the series, hardware number 50. Yes. So my goal ultimately is to finish off this whole run of the Milestone imprint and to get all the comics. So yeah, getting these expensive ones out of the way. Also picked up Shadow Cabinet number 0. Nice high-grade newsstand copy of that. And the last issue of Shadow Cabinet number 17. And those were dollar books. Also for $1, picked up Zombie 0. High-grade newsstand copy of that as well. These Milestone books are a little bit hard to find out in the wild, and the newsstand versions are even harder to find. Which makes sense, I guess. And probably, I guess you could say one of the biggest purchases that I made for the Milestone books is Static number 1, the Platinum Edition. Yeah, had my eye on this for a little while and finally pulled the trigger on it. And glad to have this bad boy in the PC. I think this book has legs. All right. Let's see, moving right along to Icon. Found a copy of number 1. Got this at the pawn shop for $1, and I was super happy to find this newsstand edition. Till I got it home and realized the top corner up here is pretty jacked up right there. But for $1, makes a nice placeholder. Okay, and here's a funny book. I almost didn't talk about this, but I wanted to show this because it's so weird. So here's Icon number 13. Okay, so this is the first appearance of a character named Buck Wild, Mercenary Man. So as you can see, it's pretty much a blatant ripoff of Luke Cage, his costume and everything. And I read this, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a spoof of Luke Cage or an homage to Luke Cage, but it is pretty much Luke Cage to a T. I mean, his origin is similar. He's in jail, prison, and he undergoes this experimental experiment to I don't know, to get less time on his sentence or something, and the experiment goes awry. He gains these superpowers, including bulletproof skin, yada yada yada. And even the way he talks, instead of saying, you know how Luke Cage is famous for saying "Sweet Christmas," this dude says "Sweet Easter." So it's just really, really cheesy. One cool thing about it is, I guess they say that his brain is stuck in the 70s. So like he has a mentality of a person from the 70s. So I guess that way they can make him pretty much exactly like Luke Cage. I don't know, but it was a funny issue. I just wanted to show you guys. All right, so there's that. Also picked up Worlds Collide, the Rift Between Worlds. This is the mashup of the DC Universe and the Milestone Universe. Got the bagged edition. Also grabbed the Direct edition and was really happy to find this for $1, the Newsstand edition. There's also a Platinum edition of this too. So there's actually 4 versions of this book. Okay. Also, I was looking for Wise Son number 1. Wise Son is a member of the Blood Syndicate. He has his own limited series. I only found number 2, but that's a good start. Now I just need the other 3 issues. Another mini-series from Milestone, Long Hot Summer. Found number 3 of that for like $1.50 or something. Another mini-series featuring Holocaust, another member of the Blood Syndicate. Found number 1, 2, and 4, I think, but there's number 1. Another miniseries, Death Wish. Found a few issues of that. There's number 1. Okay. All right, better move this along. I'm running out of time. Okay, so also was happy to find these. This is the direct edition of Man of Steel 28. This is where the DC Universe and the Milestone Universe begin their crossover, and I found a newsstand copy of that as well. And there is a DC Universe logo variant of this book. Found a copy on eBay for cheap, and also found a copy at a collectible store for $1. Yes. Okay, and they also cross over into, wait, there's 29. Sorry about that, guys. They also cross over into the Steel title. There's Steel number 6. newsstand, Steel number 7 newsstand, and the Superboy title. There's Superboy number 6 and Superboy number 7. All right, winding it down now. Super hard book to find, and I found this on eBay. This is the Shadow War Preview. Really thin book. It's like 8 pages. Kind of reminds me of the Megaton Explosion. Just really thin giveaway there. And this previews, I think it previews the Shadow War event, but it also introduces, it's the first appearance of the characters Dharma, character I mentioned earlier, Sideshow, a bunch of other characters, and I actually found 2 copies of that. And probably my favorite book from this haul is this. I showed this on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, this is Blood Syndicate Preview for display only, not for sale. And this is a retailer preview book. It was sent out to the retailers to give them a preview of this new title to see if they wanted to order it for their store. These are really, really tough to find. They only come around on eBay once in a while. This was the only copy that I've seen on there. I paid up for it, but it's super cool. It's, I think, 10 to 12 pages of Blood Syndicate number 1. So technically, this would be the first time that we see these characters here other than the original art. So super, super happy to get this book. And going to keep my eye out to see if there's a static preview that comes up for sale. So anyway, that's my haul video, guys. Thanks for taking the time to check out my video and spend 20 minutes with me this afternoon. Again, check out Daz the Key Chaser and Beauty Comics. And that's it this time. I'll see y'all next time. Happy hunting, everybody. Bye.